Okay. Um, I'm not even like home alone right now. I'm just room alone, so I'm gonna be very quiet, and so I might mumble. I might be like incomprehensible. There might be a lot of like background audio of just like a buzzing sound. But basically, um, Minecraft MTV Cribs Part 2. Um, I built a little house for my D&D Fantasy OC, my Fantasy OC character, and he's an alchemist, and he lives in a little forest by himself with his snake companion, who is also his mentor. You know, the snake teaches him the alchemy, so he's currently studying in a little hut in the forest, and he's currently studying alchemy. I didn't really get through that much lore for the character or why he's studying alchemy, but that's as much as I came up with right now. Anyways, I built this house in Minecraft because that seemed like a good place to start for making a character. So we can see I'm in a forest, nice forest, a lot of flowers, a lot of trees, got a little path winding through here, and we can see the house. Right, we can see the house. It's a lot of wood, a lot of cobblestone, a lot of moss. If I go up here, you can see the roof, and the house itself is integrated into the hill behind, right? It's integrated into the hill. And what I did is I actually had to tell, oh, that's, I didn't see that. That's terraform area. The shape so that we can work with the house. And so yeah, I terraformed this hill. I built up this second little hill here, artificial hill, just because I wanted the path to be kind of like enclosed, right? So you have something on both sides, like walls, but this isn't a wall. It's like a natural wall, right? So it's more like narrow and stuff. When you go in, it just feels like cozier, like a better vibe. So the front, obviously the main wall is here with the windows. I have brown stained window, green stained window for a pattern, and there's a lot of texture and patterning. One block away from the door and the windows, you know, build one block out so I can get a lot of patterns and textures. A little mycelium with some mushrooms. That's just kind of how it goes in the alchemy business. You know, window framings right here with fences, stairs and stuff. A little pattern here, a lamp for lighting, kind of branches off of here and hangs just above the door. You know, the main like logs to support the house. I'm in here. You got the roof, which is a lot of mossy cobblestone, regular cobblestone, dirt, moss. Because you know, there's that old shack, there's that nature vibe. But you can look at the sides. There's some depth in the sides too. You can't really see the sides like at all, but I just threw in some fences, some slabs, some stairs to add some depth in case anyone did take a look at the side. But that's pretty much the front. The name is Azrael. Maybe that's subject to change. But you can see I'm an alchemist. This is the house of an alchemist. You stumble across this house in the woods. The house of an alchemist. We open up and we are greeted with a very grand inside. It's kind of like one of those magical houses. So like on the outside you can see it's really small, but once you go in, it's like a whole palace. It's way bigger on the outside than it is on the inside, and that is because it's in the hill. But it kind of does look like that, right? You don't expect anything big, and you go inside and you have like this whole grand place. Let me start with the main entrance. Now this is a kind of study, right? I have a little pattern on the inside as well, for some more texture. Some little shelves here with some plants, mushrooms, ferns, all that good stuff, that fantasy stuff. I have these little shelves up here to, I don't know, do whatever. Right, so there's a little bookshelves. Obviously, if I'm going to be an alchemist, I'm going to need to read all the books about alchemy. Like, I'm going to need to learn this stuff. So this is like the study, right? I did install a furniture mod to like add a bit more detail. But you know, there's like book and quill for writing stuff. Or it's just a book off the shelves, right? Ferns for detail. They look nice, you know. Like, you know, got some shelves. Now, what I did want to do was put like a big ladder, not like regular Minecraft ladders, like an actual 3D ladder, right? I could like stand here and go up to these shelves, and I could have like stuff up here, and you could like slide the ladder back and forth to like get different stuff on these shelves. But the furniture mod didn't have a ladder like that, so brick. Green lamps kind of matches the whole vibe of the house, kind of like brown and green, like natural and stuff. Flip the lamps on them. Very nice chairs that actually work. Function chairs. And you know, you have this nice arch, this nice design to continue into the main well, that's the main alchemy brim place, but you know, this big like doorway here, right? We take a look at it from the back here. This is what it looks like from the other side. The roof of this place kind of goes up, have this little fence design, 4 lamps in the corners for lighting. If we look at the different places it branches off to the left, to the bedroom, and to the right, to the storage room. If we look at the doorways that it branches off with, very nice design here, another arch, right? These little, you know, it's like a circular doorway. Doors on here for some more like textured support pillars. The main place, there's a little floor pan in here with some stone bricks. The main place, this is where all the alchemy happens, right? This is where all the experiments happen. I got my 2 cauldrons, I have my campfires under them, keep them boiling. I have my little brewing stand, right? And I'm experimenting. I have my papers here to take notes, like my recipes and shit. Oh, this is the recipe book. This is the recipe book. I got papers to take notes and shit. Put the chair, sit down in the chair, start mixing up ingredients, doing whatever the hell. So this is where the alchemy happens. Here I do have well, it kind of looks like an exhibition, right? But what this is, it's actually lore related, right? This here is like a big, like magical power spot. What this is basically like a spot in the hill. Oh, there is not seriously stop this right now. It's a spot in the hill that has a high concentration of magical power, and this place, it actually grows gemstones, right? This place frequently grows like different kinds of gemstones and like plants that have these magical properties, right? And so, like the spot the house was built in is actually deliberate, right? The character actually settled there and built the house around these zones. Okay, let me /set world spawn /kill there we go, one more time. Okay, so the character actually built the house around this spot because it was very useful for an alchemist to have access to this magical spot that grows all of these gemstones and stuff, and like magical plants that have these different properties for my alchemy, right? So I have this glass here, you know, I can I can go in. Don't ask how I go through the glass. It's actually a glass door. It's a glass door, and you can open it, go inside, and take the gemstones, and they'll grow back. And how this works, it's kind of like an RNG Roblox game. This place grows like gemstones. Now it grows a lot of different gemstones, right? And a lot of different plants, but it can grow more common ones and it can grow rarer ones, right? It grows more of the common ones, and sometimes it can grow a rare one or something. And obviously the rare gemstones in that plant will have something of like a better or like more powerful effect when it comes to making a potion. And the more common ones could just be used for like less like rare, more basic potions. Like a smoke bomb or something like that. Or like a sleep mist kind of potion, right? Or like some sort of potion that would like feed you for the day so you don't have to like eat or drink. It like supplies your body with all the nutrients that you need. So that's what this place is. Right? Yo, these zombies, will they go slash kill and slash time set day? Please shut up. God. Okay. Next up is the storage room. This is obviously where I would keep all of my supplies, all of my flasks. It's empty right now because I can't be asked, but this is where I would keep all of my gemstones, all of my plants, all of my stuff. I have some plants and some pots here. Ferns, wheat, right, a lot of trash. And, I have like this kind of shelf design. I have like these pillars in the wall, or like a pattern, or a pattern on the wall. I have the yellow carpet. The yellow is kind of like not repeated too much in the base. We're talking about colors, it could have been green, it could have been brown or something, maybe even red, like the bed over there, but I kind of just went with yellow. I think it's not too bad. I have some lanterns on the shelves for some lighting. Now the clay pots are also a form of storage. It's where I store my ingredients, right? I can't store stuff like powder or like any liquids in the chest. That would make sense. So I have these pots to store any liquids, like the sweetener for my potions. Any potions that I make that I drink, well, they probably wouldn't taste too good. So I need some sort of like sweetener to make them like actually drinkable. So one of these has like a bunch of sweetener made from berries, sugar, and stuff. One of these has a bunch of anti-venom, right? Let me go through the process of making potions. I actually have it written down. If I go into my files, oh wait, there's a problem with that. Can I pause the recording? Okay, hopefully the recording paused and it's now unpaused. Here's the process for making a potion, right? So I have this knife. It's like a dagger, it's like a knife. It's kind of a hybrid, right? So you have a blade. The blade has a flat back, right? The blade has a flat back so that I can press my thumb on the back of the blade for extra force. And like I won't cut my thumb because the back of the blade is dull. And the front is slightly curved because the point of this knife or dagger is to like scrape down the gemstones, right? The gemstones that I'm gonna harvest from that little like magical spot, right? I scrape them down with my knife into like some fine powder, and I put that fine powder into a little clay little pot where I keep the potions once they're finished. The way I get the clay pots is I go out scavenging. There's actually a river. It's pretty close to the house, and that river has a lot of glazed stone, right? So what I do is I take the glazed stone, I grind the glazed stone up into powder, I combine that powder with some water, right? I let it sit for a while, and then I drain the water. I drain most of the water. I still keep a little bit in until the color is pretty much like all like some deep brown orange. Like it's mostly the powder and the water. It's like some like kind of like viscous quotient, right? And then I put that in a little bag and I hang it up. I hang it up on a little wooden post and I let it dry for like a day or two or something, right, in the sun. I let it dry, it gets rid of all the water, and what I'm left with is clay, right? I'm left with clay from the glazed stone. So I can then use that clay, wet it up, shape it into my pots, let those dry, and then I have clay pots. The reason I use clay pots, my potions, is if I want to throw them, they're going to need to break, right? They're going to need to break if I throw them. To spread whatever thing was inside, they're going to need to break. So clay would be pretty easy to do that upon throwing. So it's a clay pot that I keep my potions in, right? And so also it would be a big waste of materials and time if I used glass. Like if I use like some glass flask, and through that glass isn't something you can easily get like a lot. Like if I made my own glass flask, that would really take a long time, I won't lie, and it would just be a big waste. So the clay is the way, right? So I scrape off the gemstones into powder a little bit of powder, right? Should do the trick. And I do that, and then what I put in next is a bit of magic snake venom. Now this comes from my magic snake companion, which is also, as I said, my mentor, and he teaches me alchemy, and it's actually his venom is magical, because he is a magic snake with magic venom, and that magic venom is what lets the gemstones actually have different magical effects when I make it into a potion. It's like the gemstone determines the effect of the potion, and the magic snake venom is just like the base kind of what's the word? It's like the base medium. It's kind of like the medium that just like lets the whole thing even be magical in the first place, right? But I have to combine that. Like if I'm making a potion that I drink myself, there's two types of potions. There's a potion that you can throw and break. That's what I use the clay pots for. And there's potions that you drink for like buffs and stuff, right? So if I'm making a potion that I myself will be drinking for any buffs or any sort of effect to myself, I have to add in an equal amount of anti-venom to the drops of the magic snake venom, right? So I have to make some anti-venom, and I use a pipette, right? I use a little pipette to match the amount of anti-venom drops with the drops of snake venom. Usually it's like 3 drops of snake venom in the potion, so I match that with 3 drops of anti-venom, right? Usually that's how that would go, but I don't use the anti-venom if I'm making a throwing potion, because what's the point? No one's going to be drinking that up, right? So there's no point of wasting it if it's a throwing potion. Only the drinking potions get the anti-venom. And if it is a drinking potion, then I don't use the gemstones, right? The gemstones are only for the throwing potions, right? They don't really do anything for you. Like it's like if you were to eat rocks, right? That doesn't make much sense. On the other hand, so if I'm making potions that I'm drinking, instead of using gemstones, right, I use some of the magic plants and herbs that, the magic spot grows, right? The spot in the back of the house that grows the gemstones and the plants. I use some of those plants, and I use that for the drinking potions, because those are like food, right? That is what goes in your body, and that is what actually gives you like some sort of magic buff. So, I put in a magic plant. I I can either file it down with a knife, chop it up into small bits, or I can boil it. I can make some sort of broth, right? I can boil it in my cauldron with a bunch of other herbs. It's kind of like making soup, right? But it's magical. A bunch of herbs instead of seasoning, magical herbs, a bunch of this and that combinations to make a potion. And I do that with some anti-venom, because obviously the snake venom is still poisonous. It is snake venom at the end of the day. It's just magical, so I still do need the anti-venom if I want to drink it, because otherwise I would probably get poisoned, fucking die. Right, so there's that. And then obviously, as I said before, I need some sweetener, because I don't imagine random magical herbs along with snake venom and snake anti-venom would taste very nice. Also, that wouldn't fill any sort of vial up very much. Now, the vials that I use for drinking potions are, a lot smaller than this. They're more cylindrical in shape, and they're actually glass. Now, I do use glass vials for potions when I drink them, because I'm not going to throw them and break them. Right, glass is expensive and hard to get. It's hard to shape glass. So I don't even make that myself. I have to go to the town, right? I have to go on a 2-day hike to the nearest town and buy some glass vials from there. And I reuse them. I clean them. If I'm done with the potion, I clean it and I just reuse the glass. I keep the glass on me, right? In my fit, I keep it on the inside. It's like when you have a school blazer and you have the inside pockets. I kind of keep it like that or something, right? So I use that, and obviously, so when I'm making the drinking potions, the sweetener is maybe about 95% of the potion. I'm gonna be honest. It's 90 to 95%. Different plant equals different effect, right? The different plants, different effects. The sweetener is made from berry juice and sugar, anything to just taste good, right? And also the color of the sweetener, because it's majority of the potion, determines the color of the potion, right? Otherwise it would maybe be brown, some soup or something. Because again, it's kinda like making broth, but not really. So the sweetener kinda dictates the color, and I keep those in glass vials. So there's the process for that. Back to the crib. So yeah, you can see I make the potions here. I get all my ingredients from here. I have my pots to store my sweetener, my snake anti-venom, and other stuff, maybe, right? So then there's the bedroom. Just this is still a living space. It's not the study / workplace. It's still my house, right? So I do have a bedroom here. Same kind of reflected design on the interior and the corners and the whole doorway. Same kind of reflected design. I have a little oak drawer for clothes and personal stuff. I have a little cabinet here for more personal stuff. A lamp, right? I have a nice little moss carpet, very nice. And of course my bed, my double red bed. So more just storage for my stuff. I have a little crafting table, just because it is Minecraft. Anyways, some books, some of my favorites. Why is the armor stand missing? I had an armor stand here. Hold on. Armor stand. I had an armor stand here, and I had colored leather clothes. Because that is what I wear. It is still medieval adventure fantasy. So I'm not going to be wearing metal armor as an alchemist. I wear regular silky fabric shirts and trousers. But I have some leather. I have some leather accessories, right? A leather corset or something. And how you have arm warmers in this day and age? Back in the day they had leather arm warmers, right? Not arm warmers, but it went around your wrist down to your elbow. So, you know, I could have some of those on. Have my big leather shoes and everything, right? This was also dyed, but I guess it got deleted for some reason, so none of that. But that's basically the base, right? A little bit of lore drop. Although I still already have more to say about me describing the OC. I was just gonna show off the MTV cribs. That's pretty much it for now. I want to see, is that actually like a river in this world? See, that's the village, that's the town that I have to go to buy my glass veils, right? Very long track. Just imagine that this is a very long forest, and then it goes into this big tiger forest, a very long forest, and it takes me 2 days to get to the very big medieval village or town to buy my stuff. Let's just imagine that. I actually don't see a river, even though I did say there was a river, because if you were paying attention, you would notice there's no bathroom and there's no kitchen, right? This is a house. This is a living space. This is where I like stay, right? But there's no kitchen and there's no bathroom. Now there is a reason for that. There is a very good reason for that. First of all, there's no kitchen because I don't need a kitchen. As an alchemist, right, I do a lot of potions, and I can make a potion. I have to be quiet for a couple minutes, wait. Damn. That's rough. Okay, well, I can make a potion that basically will like keep me from being hungry or thirsty for the whole day. Right, and it's what I do first thing in the morning. You know, I wake up, I get dressed, and I go cook myself a nice little flask. It's a pretty big flask, you know. It is a pretty big flask. It's like 250 millimeters of liquid, right? And it has flavors too. You know, I've been doing alchemy for a good couple of years now, right? I'm definitely not a novice, but I am an apprentice, right? I'm not a novice, but I am an apprentice. I can make some pretty good flavors. It's like a potion that keeps you from being hungry or thirsty. It basically like supplies you with all the nutrients and stuff that you need for like the whole day. So you don't have to like eat or anything for like the whole day or drink. That potion's gonna get you good. And you know, so yeah, I kind of just like drink one of those every morning. That's why I don't need a kitchen. I just cook it up in my cauldron here. I just cook it up here. Have a drink in the morning, and then like I'm set for the rest of the day. That's also why I don't need a bathroom, because the potion is just like 100% useful fuel for your body, right? There is no waste product in drinking that 250 milliliters. There's no waste product. It's just all useful stuff for your body. So I never like it. Okay, well, basically what I'm saying is I don't need a bathroom, right? That's basically what I'm trying to say here. And if I want to shower and get cleaned, as I said, there's a river pretty close by. Maybe if I was bothered with world edit, the river would be like here or something, right? Like a winding river going through here. So imagine that. You just have a little walk. The walk might be like an hour long, maybe. You know, like this is a Minecraft world, so I'm not actually gonna like put a river fucking like an hour away. Just to be more realistic. The walk would be like an hour away. And you know, you just walk there if you want to like get water for anything. Like if the cauldrons run out of water or something. You know, I go to the river, get a couple of buckets or something, carry them back. Right, I have a little trolley or whatever it's called. You can like it has like a wheel, and you grab it by its two little things, and you can like a wheelbarrow, but instead of pushing it in front of you, you like drag it from behind you. That kind of deal. So that's basically it for now. That's why there's no kitchen and bathroom. It's for lore reasons, right? It is for lore reasons. That's pretty much the crib. Hopefully I have been audible. Hopefully I'm not mumbling. If I am mumbling, do I like caption this? Maybe. That's pretty much the thoughts right now on the D&D Alchemist OC. So I'm gonna end it here.